making history, GrandmasterCaz, and here he is. Come on, let's say hi to our Bronx audience. Talk about this event here tonight. But before we do that, talk about the influence of hip hop on American culture, and yeah, talk a little bit about that.
I mean, the influence of hip hop on American culture is undeniable. I come from the birthplace of hip hop. I've been part of the culture since its inception, so I've seen it grow from an idea that at first people had disdain for. Okay, when we started out, people were like, "Why are you doing that? Like, you're not going to get anywhere doing that. That music's not going to go anywhere." And now today, it is the biggest music genre, not only in the United States, but in the world. Okay, and it has permeated every aspect of American culture.
Really, really huge. And you're a part of that. And, you know, when we saw the Super Bowl performance and just the pioneers who have really helped to make this happen, what was your thoughts as you saw them? Yeah.
I do a radio show for LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio station, and we did a Super Bowl party in dedication, not to the Super Bowl, but to the Super Bowl halftime show, because we realized the significance of hip-hop being honored on that kind of platform. And it just shows the leaps and bounds that the culture and the business of hip-hop has made in next year will be 50 years.
50 years, and we saw people like Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. You know, these are people that were at the beginning still doing their work. They're still a demand. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, basically, I mean, hip-hop was born out of nothing. And you can see the platitudes that it gets now and the places that it's gone to. So there's no, I mean, it's ingrained in the culture of America now. Okay, it's not a subgenre, it's not it is America right now. Hip hop is America.
You know, I had the pleasure of seeing you working with young kids through your windows of hip-hop. Just talk about a new generation coming up. You're teaching them not only about the business, but you're there talking to them about the art itself. Talk about that.
Well, it's about empowering our youth through something that belongs to them. Hip-hop belongs to our youth by birthright. Their parents and grandparents created hip-hop. Okay, before us, there was none. And I say all the time that hip-hop didn't invent anything, but hip-hop reinvented everything. And every generation has a contribution to make to the culture, and it'll continue to grow. So investing that knowledge into the youth only betters ourselves and ensures that our culture will continue and the legacy of hip-hop will live on.
A great past and an awesome future. GrandmasterCaz, a legend. He's a pioneer. I'm so excited. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head on to the show. As you can see, there are a lot of people here, but they're getting ready to get started. So I'm excited to hear what everyone's going to say. Oh, okay. And we have someone else here, very excited. This is Melissa LeBron. She's the CEO of Windows of Hip Hop. Yes. Now, we were just talking to GrandmasterCaz about this program that is helping young people come up and learn the business. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. About 10 years ago, we made a pact that we were going to educate 75,000 children with hip hop. And though it took us many years, we finally made it to the school system with Principal Louis Torres. See, he's walking up here.
Oh, nice, yes.
We work out of his school. We work with the children. We provide virtual classes, hip-hop classes, all types of classes, vocational classes as well.
That is really wonderful. And the goal, again, is to get kids, you know, equipped and knowledgeable about the business. Is that right?
Not only that, they take pride in hip-hop because they were born right here. So when you're connected with something you're born with, it becomes yours. So the kids own it. And that's all kids want to do. They just want something that they can own.
That's wonderful. And so talk about tonight. What is tonight going to be about?
Well, tonight is about highlighting artists. However, it's about highlighting the philanthropy work that they do. Many people that are here, they've given back by giving computers to schools, visiting schools, giving out pantries. And mind you, these are people that are in Hollywood and all over the world, but they find a way to somehow make it back to the Bronx.
That is really wonderful. And while we have our principal here, just talk about tonight and what you feel
So I'm here today because Melissa LeBron and what she's doing for the Bronx. We need Melissa LeBron and Windows of Hip Hop to be in every school across the Bronx and across the city. So I'm here today to support, to spread the word about all the great things Windows of Hip Hop is doing, and we just need them in every single school.
The discussion tonight is about hip hop, but also criminal justice, and talk about what viewers can expect tonight.
Well, currently we're gonna honor Tamika Mallory, although she contacted us and let us know that she wouldn't be able to make it. She's feeling under the weather. And also, but we do have Mysonne, who has been totally representing the community and basically putting it out there about all the injustices that are happening. He's known worldwide.
Wonderful.
And we want to recognize that.
Windows of Hip Hop, Mysonne, so many people here. We're going to turn it over and go live. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll chat with some of tonight's honorees.
The views and opinions expressed in this program
Okay, thank you.
participants do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet and program underwriters.
Hi, we are here with one of the honorees here tonight. This is Amadeus. We're so honored to have him here. Just talk about tonight. You know, hip hop has gone through some changes, and you have been at the forefront of that. Just talk a little bit about what we're going to hear tonight from you.
Absolutely, it was an honor to be here, being honored by Windows of Hip Hop. Definitely BronxNet is my home. I represent 169 Washington Avenue, so I'm excited to be here. I'm blessed to be here. 20 plus years in the business as a music producer, produced for over 100 artists. J-Lo, French Montana, Wiz Khalifa, Chris Brown, Trey Songz. Been touring with Trey Songz for 15 years. I have a residency in Las Vegas at Dre's nightclub. But the most important thing is the love and passion for music, the love and passion for being a blessing to those little kids that have dreams, that need somebody to just come along and encourage them to be great, and to just share with them that they can be anything that they want to be in life. And I just released my book, The Story of Amadeus, and The Beat Goes On is out now. It's been going really, really good. A lot of principals have been supporting and ordering the books for the kids, and I've been coming out speaking to the kids. So it's been a real blessing.
That is really great. Talk a little bit about your book and what you feel the community needs to know about, what young people need to know about.
They need to know that regardless of circumstance, regardless of challenges, doors being shut in front of them, that through it all, you can still make it. You can still be great. You can still be successful. Going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of nights when you shed a lot of tears. A lot of nights where you want to give up and throw in the towel. But God has blessed us with this amazing gift of talent and life. And if you have breath in your body and you have life, that means you have another opportunity to go for your dreams. So that's the whole mission. That's the whole vision. That's the whole mission.
That's wonderful. Now, hip hop has gone through a few changes over the years, and if anything, the last 2 years have seen that as well. You know, COVID, I don't know, justice reform. Can you talk about how these have maybe impacted hip hop, or maybe hip hop has impacted them?
Absolutely. COVID was very difficult for the world. Lost a lot of loved ones. Everyone as a whole couldn't work. Us in the music world, musicians, we couldn't perform, we couldn't do any shows, so we were all forced to stay home. And it was a really difficult moment, but it put a lot into perspective. It made you sit back and think about life and make you value things in life, value where you are in life. So But we made it. We're here. 2022. We're here. BronxNet, King Amadeus. We out here. We getting awards and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Producer, author Amadeus, thank you so much. Good to see you. Awesome, awesome. So we got a few more people in line for you. We have another honoree independent hip hop artist, Mysonne. He is coming right up. Give him a few minutes. What a great conversation with Amadeus, and here we go. Awesome, terrific, congratulations.
You're gonna get me while I'm chewing.
Yeah, come on, come on.
How are you, Queen?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. How's the food?
It's delicious.
So talk about, you know, you're really big on social justice, and, you know, it's a message that has really come to the forefront in the last few years. Talk a little bit about that.
I think people are waking up and we're realizing, you know, about injustice that, you know, minorities and black people in general, predominantly have been facing in this country for years. And I think, you know, with the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, you know, Ahmaud Arbery, we seen this in real view. And I think America no longer can hide from the reality of what we've been dealing with. So I think that we've been forced to deal with our higher selves and move according to what this country said it's supposed to stand for. You know, equality for all. So, you know, I am blessed and happy to see that we're moving in the proper direction.
Really, really good. And what would you say, you know, when you saw the Super Bowl performance, I talked to Amadeus and a few others about this. Are you hopeful that this is a genre that is really making its mark and doing change that's going to really positively impact communities?
Well, you know, they always say when the movement is strong, the music is strong. And I think hip-hop artists in general are the voice of what the culture is. You know, I think since there's so much more socially conscious individuals, it trickles down into artists. And most of us have always had some level of consciousness, and we utilize it in different ways. And I think now, hip-hop being the biggest genre in the world, able to dominate the Super Bowl stage and utilize the same platform where people blackball Colin Kaepernick to make social conscious, you know, statements. Now Eminem will go up there and kneel. So I think we have a lot, we've done a lot, we have a lot more to go. You know, we're still dealing with injustice in the NFL. We look at, you know, the coach who we see has been racially, you know, deal with the racial profiling and not having a fair shot, how they only have one coach and no black owners. So we just had to be real authentic about who we are. We're making small steps, but there's a lot more to do.
A lot to know. Is there one artist from your past that you really hold up and it really triggered you, inspired you to do what you're doing now?
I can't say one. I know Public Enemy. I know Nas was one of the artists who inspired me to. I know Common Sense was another artist that had so much socially conscious lyrics, but also was able to speak to the times and the culture of the streets, because I understand that that's where we are. I understand that if we're not speaking to the person on the block who doesn't understand his way out, if we're not utilizing these messages to penetrate through the negativity, then he's lost, and he doesn't even understand his full purpose and the full ability that he has to make change. So, you know, I just want to be one of those individuals that are able to connect the streets to the suites. You know, connect what the movement is to those in the streets and translate it so they understand that this movement is not just mine, it's also theirs.
Really wonderful. Mysonne, just an incredible voice in this conversation, and we'll hear more from him later on this evening for this live show. So the program is starting soon. It's a full house tonight. So this, again, is the 2022 Element of Hip Hop Awards. So stay with us to celebrate hip hop in the Bronx.
started. I called you up, but you weren't there. I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that I can win it. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning. Oh, my love. 1,000 kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. A million days in your arms is never enough. And I just don't wanna stop. Too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that I can win it. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning. Oh, my love. 1,000 kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. A million
diamonds in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, a Fendi bag and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood. She can walk with a switch and talk with street slang. I love it when a woman ain't scared to do a thing. Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. She likes to dance to the rap jam. She's sweet as brown sugar with the candy yams. Honey coated complexion, using Cabernet. Let's hear it for the girl, she's from around the way. I need it around the way, girl. That's the one for me.
We are here again at the Spanglish restaurant for the 2022 Element of Hip Hop Awards. And guess who we have here? The Deputy Borough President, Janet Figueroa, who's going to talk about how she learned English. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as an immigrant New Yorker from the Dominican Republic, I came to this country at the age of 6, and I didn't speak a lick of English, not a single word. And one day I was playing with my mom's and my father's radio. Back then we used radios and cassette players. And I stumbled upon a station that spoke solely English, and I didn't understand what the music was saying, but what I vividly remember was the beat and the flow and the poetry. And somehow I knew that things were rhyming, but I had no idea what they were saying. And
there you go, culture, hip hop.
It was Hot 97. It was Hot 97, and that's when and that's when I fell in love with hip hop. And hip hop was so crucial and instrumental to me as an immigrant New Yorker, because that's how I learned and that's how I polished the English language. It was through reiterating and repeating and following the flow, and so hip-hop just made it that much easier for me to learn the English language.
How awesome is that? The Deputy Borough President.
Hip-hop is very personal. Not only is it part of my culture as an Afro-Dominicana, but it's so personal to me. It was my bridge into, assimilating to the culture and learning the language.
And I am so glad that you're doing it. We're going to move to this one here. And, because hip-hop has also been so integral to so many other areas as well. Can you talk about your visit to Hot 97 and how you brought hip-hop with you for that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, look, how we started the administration was a tough onboarding, and so unfortunately we were hit with the devastation of the Twin Parks fire, and the way that the Bronx came together in community, not just the Bronx but the city of New York as a whole, but the way that hip-hop responded, the way that our rappers, our native rappers, the way that they responded, from Fat Joe to Remy Ma to A Boogie to Cardi B, they came together and they said, look, we're going to help you, we're going to support. And so Hot 97 reached out to Borough, to our borough president, Vanessa Gibson, and through there built a connection with Fat Joe, and and immediately they were on board to roll out a telethon, and that was incredible. It was hip-hop saving us again, yet again, time and time again. And so it's the culture that's not just for the culture, it's the culture that builds us in community.
With that said, just talk a little bit about tonight's event and how you feel that builds on that.
Yeah, I mean, the borough is the birthplace of hip-hop. How better to celebrate than here at a small business, Bronx made, Bronx owned, and so I am just so excited that we get the opportunity to once again celebrate hip-hop.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, okay, what was the single you were listening to? What was the single you were listening to when you learned English?
I can't remember, but what I do remember is just the flowetry, the poetry, and the rhythm, and how it carried me through. And so it was just all of hip hop. It was rap, it was R&B, it was everything. It was culture.
Deputy Borough President Janet Figueroa. Let's remember her and thank her for all that she's doing in getting people together to donate and to help the people of Twin Parks. Really great. So we're going to have now Council Member Kevin Riley, who will be joining us, and here he is right now. Councilman Riley.
Hey, how you doing? How's everything?
Doing good. Talk about tonight the importance of this conversation of hip-hop and culture.
It's important because we all grew up listening to hip-hop, and sometimes hip-hop shaped our life growing up. Listening to lyrics, sometimes albums got us through tough times, and especially dealing with mental health. If you find me online, I always talk about self-care. I'm always talking about mental health, and I'm always talking about taking care of your self-awareness. And sometimes music is the most important part of taking care of self-awareness because you always connect with music. And hip-hop has been something that's always helped us to be born and raised, especially here in the Bronx, because you know that's where it started.
Right, that's where it started. And people keep trying to take it away from us, though. Is that...
I mean, they try to take it away from us. But we from New York City.
Right.
We're 5 boroughs, we're truly connected, and we know that hip-hop, rap, came from New York City. It came from the Bronx, but it came from New York City, and we're going to embrace that, and we're going to celebrate that.
That's awesome. Now someone's going to ask, what's your anthem song? What is your song?
My anthem song is the Gibson anthem. I grew up really in high school, like in the early 2000s, and I was a huge Dipset fanatic. So Cameron, Jim Jones, Jewels, like the Dipset anthem is really my anthem.
That is really great. And you know what? So it's been a couple of tough years, you know. It's affected hip-hop, it's affected culture. Do you feel that social justice maybe, you know, has had an impact on hip-hop or vice versa?
Well, I think that hip-hop is playing a crucial part in social justice right now because we have many artists now that are participating in the social justice movement. And that's making the bigger awareness come because everybody listens to rap. Like I said, music brings everybody together, no matter if you're into politics or not. Everybody's into music, no matter what type of music you're into. And hip-hop is tying all that together. So we have many artists now. We have Rock Nation participating in social justice movement like criminal justice. So it's so important and vital now that we connect with our artists now, show them support because they're doing something that's very imperative and vital to our community. They're getting out and showing us that there's a better way, and they're coming back and getting involved with the community.
Council Member Kevin Riley, thank you so much for joining us. There you go. Thank you. Really great. Awesome, awesome. So we have up next Grandmaster Melle. Here he is. Oh my gosh. This the legend. A legend.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Really good, really good.
Happy to hear that. Talk about tonight, the importance of tonight's event.
Well, the importance of it is just to celebrate all the elements of hip hop, you know what I mean, and bringing it to where people understand that it's more than the music. It's the people behind the music, and it's the people that's attached to the music that makes hip hop the great music genre that it is. You know, it's bigger than just guys being from the street. It's, you know, we all come from New York. But our hip hop is we went outside of ourselves and did great things. You know, what Vanessa does, what Mysonne does. That's what true hip hop really is. It's beyond the music.
And you know, I'm glad you said that because when you came up, you know, that the sound was a little bit different, the stories were different. Do you see a difference between then and now?
Well, the difference between now is they just base hip hop on the music and the street part of it, and that's good. But you know, if you just cater to that one element, then you don't evolve. You just be on the street. So you could take what you learn from the street and go anywhere and be, you know, a gazillionaire, or be, you know, the most important person you know. But if you stay on the street, you're just going to be on the street, and that's what people got to understand about hip hop and how it relates to society and how it really helps the culture build.
I understand you'll be performing tonight. Is that the case? Well, before you talk about that, what is your anthem song?
It's called The Message, and this year is the 40th anniversary, so being that we got, you know, Vanessa here and Mysonne, you know, it's like a little bit of a social, you know, commentary, then I can just go in there and do the message. It fits real good.
Grandmaster Melle, we will be looking forward to hearing the message. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He's a legend, folks, a legend here tonight, and we are here at Spanglish, and we're about to go over and see what's happening. They're about to start. So starting soon is a full house tonight. This is the 2022 Element of Hip Hop Awards. Stay with us to celebrate hip hop in the Bronx.
Come on, is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. Come on. I like to get to know ya so I can show ya. Put a hurtin' on ya like I told ya. Give me all your numbers so I can phone ya. Your girl actin' stank, then call me over. Not on the bed, lay me on your sofa. Or before you come, I need to shave my cha-cha. You do or you don't, or you will or won't cha. Go downtown and eat it like a vulture. See my hips, big hips, so cha. See my butt, then my lips don't cha. Lost a few pounds in my waist, oh yeah. It's the kind of beat that go ba-ta-ta. Ba-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Sex me so good I say blah, blah, blah. Work it, I need a glass of water. Boy, oh boy, it's good to know ya. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. If you're a fly gal, get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did. Boy, lift it up, let's make a toaster. Let's get drunk, it's gonna bring us closer. Don't I look like a Holly Berry poster? See the Belvedere playing tricks on ya. Girlfriend wanna be like me, never. You won't find a chick that's even better. I make it hot as Las Vegas weather. Listen up close while I take it backwards. Okay, begins to y'all listen me what you want. I'm not a prostitute, but I can give you what you want. I love your braids and your mouth full of phones. You done it with my butt, boom, 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 boom. Keep your eyes on my boom, 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 boom. You think you can handle this? Don't. Take my thumb off and my tail go boom. Cut the lights on so you see what I can do. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive is when yet. It's your primitive is when yet. Boys, all type of boys. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese boys. White, tanya, toyo, tanya. Black, don't tanya, toyo, tanya. Girls, get that cash. If it's 9 to 5 or shaking your ass, ain't no shame, ladies, do your thing. Just make sure you ahead of the game. You know, Mrs. still super duper, but Prince couldn't get me, change my name, Papa. Hooter can't tell you slave again, no sign. Picture black saying, oh yes, I'm massa. No. Got a Lamborghini, so I drive faster. Just to make your haters even freaking madder. Admit I'm the shit, name one new batter. When I drop this record here, it won't even matter. Why you act dumb like, duh? Say you act dumb like, duh. As the drummer boy go bum, give you some of that cinnamon. Ain't nothing that you used to. Out of the ordinary, unusual. You gotta have a mind state like I'm so great. Can't nobody do it like you do. Miraculous, phenomenal. And ain't nobody in here stopping you. Show no love, cause you a slut. Look at yourself in the mirror like, damn, all good. And can't nobody feel like I could. Yeah, okay, I got a little fat butt. My shorty told me that he like it like that. I'm happy, another me that never can be. See, I'm so outstanding. Don't care if they can't stand me. I'm sitting on top of the world like Grammy. See, I look too good for this necklace, and I look too good to be wearing this. You know I look way too good to be innocent. I'm conceited, I got a reason. See, I look too good to be dropping that, and I look too good to be buying that. You know I look way too good to be trying that. I'm conceited, I got a reason. Now who's that peeking in my window? Nobody, cause I live in a penthouse. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm sexy, and all I want you to do is just bless me. Let's see this kid that I'm waiting on. He said he loved when my jeans look painted on. With a tight white tee, you ain't quite like me, probably. While I'm always getting hated on. That shorty trying to push up on me like a wonder bra. Listen, when I speak, I wouldn't want you to take it wrong. Now, number one, I don't need you. Getting to you, I only see you when I see you. Listen, two, you can never play me. And why is that? Cause I'm such a lady. 3, it's all about me. I don't wanna talk about it. If you like to hear it, go. I wrote a song about it. See, I was so good to be crushing you. and I look too good.
The program will begin in just a few minutes. The program will commence in a few minutes, so please get your drinks at the bar. Once the program begins, we want everyone's attention.
I don't know what I'm doing. I can't stop my body from moving. I'm popping and popping to the music. He's watching me and he's about to lose it. Dropping it hotter than the drawer of the snoozing. Face down, hands up, put some I'm out of control with it. Dip it low, pick it up slow, poke it out narrow with it. My thumb showing, but it's cool, my shoes go with it. Now all I need is a room with a pole in it. See, I look good and I'm knowing it, but I was never too proud to be showing it. Said I look too good for this necklace, and I look too good to be wearing this. You know I look way too good to be innocent. I'm conceited, I got a reason to sit out.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on. I said my don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on. I don't give a fuck about your faults or mishaps. We from the Bronx, New York, things happen. Kids clapping, let us spark the place. Half the cats in the squad got a scar on their face. It's a cold world and this is ice. Half a meal for the charm, brother, this is life. Got the phantom in front of the building, Trinity, yeah. 10 years been legit, they still figure me bad. As a young, was too much to cope with. Why you think the BX nickname it cook? I should have been called on robbery, stone shit, or maybe grand larceny. I did it all, I put the pieces to the puzzle. Just as long, I knew me and my people was gonna bubble. Came out the gate on some flojo. Fat brother with the logo kid. Said my don't dance, he just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on. I said my don't dance, he just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
To the easy, into the wizard. My arms stay greasy, the dogs stay fizz. I got a date at 8, I'm in the 740 fizz. And I just bought a bike so I can ride till I die with a matching jacket. About to cop me a mansion. My squad in the club, but you know they not dancing. We gangsta and gangsters don't dance with boogies. So never mind how we got here with weapons and hoodies. Listen, we don't pay admission and the bouncers don't check us. And we walk around the metal detectors. And it really ain't a need for a VIP section in the middle with a dance floor. Reckless check it, steady. Like my necklace started relaxing now. That's what the hell I call a chain reaction. See, money ain't a thing, still the same. The flow just changed, now we about to shake again.
Said my don't dance, he just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on. I said my don't dance, he just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
Like that, me see that's what you got for me. All your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. Check it out. Hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Silly with my 9 milli, what the dilly, yo? When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club like we wild in the studio. You don't wanna violate, Reagan, really and truly, yo. My main thug niggas named Julio, he moody, yo. Type of nigga that'll slap you with the tulio. Shit, chicken scared to death, act fruity, yo. Oh, that looking shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she shake it make me wanna get all in the booty, yo. Top list, just hit the banging tips and videos. While I'm with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with this shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot-ish, got all you niggas in wet clothes. Styling my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you ain't up with lyrical player pros. Do like you really that. Wanna party with me? Let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, ain't God we trust. Yo, somebody said you heard of us, yo, we murder us. A lot of niggas wondering and they curious. I mean, my nigga do it is so mysterious. Furious, all of my niggas is serious. Sure niggas be walking around fearing us. Front niggas like you don't wanna be hearing us. Gotta listen to how radio be playing us. 30 times I did it to make you delirious. Damaging everything on up in your areas. Yo, it's funny how all the chickens be always serving us. All up in between their ass when they wanna carry us. Hit you good, then I hit them off with the alias. Various chickens, they wanna make Yo, it's flip mode, my nigga, you know we bout to bust. 7-figure money, the label preparing us. Bite the dust instead of you making the fuss. Niggas know better cause there ain't no comparing us. Mad at us, the niggas never be fabulous. Hit my people off with the flow, that be marvelous. Whole nation, my whole clique victorious. Taking no prisoners against the straight up warriors. Why you feeling that? I know you be feeling so glorious. Then I blitz and reminisce on my nigga notorious. Like that, wanna part like that. Me see that's what you got. That, all you get in my eyes to see. Straight buck violent in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight buck violent in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me.
Good evening, everyone. If we can have everyone's attention at this time, we would like to start the program. It's going to be short and sweet, I promise you, and then we can continue having a good time. But we would like to give everyone that's going to step up to the podium our undivided attention and respect because they deserve it. So if I can have everyone's attention, we can begin the program, or the cameras can turn their way over here. And the quicker we start, the quicker we finish, and the quicker we have a great time. There you go, tell them. Right? Melissa's ready. I'm going to ask that if you are at the bar, if you can please also give us your undivided attention and order quietly. I'm not asking you not to order, but please do so in a respectful way so that we can have the program going and give everyone the respect here that's about to speak. So we want to ask the honorees to come on over. If you have a camera, if you're media, you can go into the little media section there and turn your cameras this way so that we can start the program. And so we're about to begin. So if you're next to someone that's talking, just say, shh, I want to listen to what's happening. Good evening and welcome to Spanglish Restaurant. Did you guys enjoy the food? Did you guys enjoy the music? Let's give it up for Spanglish Restaurant and their staff, and Gino, Eli, Tony. Thank you so much for hosting us and being amazing through the process and even tonight. Let's give it up for DJ Samuel with the music tonight. We're going to have some more music later with DJ Samuel and DJ Ninito. After the program is over, the party doesn't stop. We're going to continue having a good time. So that's why we're asking if we can have your attention now, because I believe that everyone that's about to come up here deserves respect. We're honoring them. We're paying respect to them. And we want them to feel that they are worthy of this honor by giving them our undivided attention. Welcome to the 7th annual Windows of Hip Hop in conjunction with the Bronx Borough President's Office Elements of Hip Hop Awards. Give yourselves a nice round of applause. Thank you for being here this evening. My name is Sarah Rivera, and I am the Director of Special Events for the Bronx Borough President's Office. And it is my honor to introduce our Mistress of Ceremonies for tonight, and I would like to speak about her. Her name is April Hernandez Castillo, and her dream became a reality when she booked her first commercial as the Yo Girl in the Visa check card spot starring Yao Ming and Yogi Berra. The commercial would air for the Super Bowl and become a sports classic. She then went on to star in television shows such as Law & Order, SVU, The Following, Person of Interest, and Elementary. April garnered a recurring role on Showtime's Dexter, which she was nominated for a SAG nomination for Best Ensemble Cast. She is most noted for her powerful portrayal as Eva Benitez in the hit movie Freedom Riders, starring Oscar winner Hilary Swank. She recently worked on NBC's popular show New Amsterdam. April has also graced a different stage as a public speaker. Her message of resilience, overcoming adversity, and the ability to move beyond trauma has taken April on a new journey across the United States and internationally, reaching an array of audiences from high schools, universities, and conferences. She has spoken on some of the most prestigious stages, starting from Harvard University, to cue reference to her biggest stage to date, TEDx. She is from the Bronx, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me welcome April Hernandez Castillo.
Wow, what's going on? I'm going to step over here because I am short. And I have fabulous heels, so thank you. Yes, honey, yes. The BX is in the house. Hold up, hold up, hold up. We've been in the house for 2 years. The BX is in the house. Wait, we just had food, we had some drinks, and we had some music. I think this side is a little bit more lit. Can I hear you? No. I think my right side is a little bit more lit. Oh wait, I forgot tonight's a school night. Some of us are tired, but it's all good. Shout out to the parents who are staying out late tonight. My people in the middle, how we feeling? We're gonna pray for them in the name of Jesus, Lord. Hallelujah. No, don't start. It is such truly an honor. There are so many powerful people in this room. We got some legends walking amongst us. Listen, I don't even know if my hair got bigger. I look like a chia pet. Pray for me, don't judge me. And so, the master of ceremonies also understand how important it is to bring this night together. It really is amazing. We've been through a lot. Some of us are still going through it. But what I know about the BX, what I know about Bronxites is that we are resilient. We persevere. We make it happen when there's nothing happening. Can I get an amen? Amen. We understand the power of culture. We understand what hip-hop has done for us. My dear friend and legendary photographer Joe Conzo Jr. told me, he says, April, hip-hop was a fad. It wasn't supposed to last. But it is a billion-dollar business. It is a billion-dollar business, something that started to bring people together, black and brown people to come together. Now we celebrate. And that's what we're doing today. We're celebrating. We're celebrating life because so many people did not wake up today. We're celebrating today because we get to breathe. We get to honor people who are doing the work. And how beautiful it is when we can do that. Ronald Reagan walked through the Bronx and called it a war zone. But I don't know about that. Because there's power in what I see right now. There's something amazing about the BX. And yes, we have pride. If anybody's from Brooklyn, just be quiet. Because you know. If you met somebody back in the day, you were like, hey, boo, where you from, BK? Bye. Because people from the Bronx, we don't go to Brooklyn. And people from Brooklyn don't come to the BX, so we meet in Manhattan. Hallelujah. I was born and raised on 179th and Creston in the Grand Concourse. Shout out to the, yeah. Hey, you see? Listen, I was born in a time where community, it was everything, where you knew your neighbor's name. Right? When you got to run up and down the streets, you play manhunt, tag, double dutch, red light, green light. We were in a time where there was no social media, where we waited until Saturday mornings to catch the cartoons. And don't let anybody bother you when those cartoons came on. You know, I'm not, but I'm a huge Thundercats fan. Any Thundercats here? Any Thundercats? So you already know what age bracket I'm in, you know. But when I decided to become an actor, no one around me was acting. I wasn't surrounded by the arts. I was surrounded by crack. See, I'm from the crack era. We're walking through the streets of just broken glass everywhere. I'm just saying I'm not gonna go in it. I'm not gonna go in it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just okay, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't. My hair's gonna get bigger. But that moment when you get to dream and you actually make your dreams come true, that's what's happening tonight. Where dreams came true. The past, the present, and the future is in this room. How are we all feeling? We feeling good? All right. Let me start getting the night along. I just want to mention, if you do take any photos, please hashtag 2022 BX Element. As she mentioned, this is the 7th year. It is the 10th anniversary of Windows of Hip Hop. Melissa, you are doing phenomenal, girl. What? Listen, to make anything happen these days during the pandemic, anyone should get an award of how hard it is. But I was just having an amazing conversation with my friend Michael, and I looked at him and I said, isn't it nice to just communicate? Isn't it nice to just not have a mask and be like, what? But if any of y'all sneeze or cough, you out. All right. Before I bring on this wonderful woman, I need to shout out our sponsors. I want to shout out the DJ Sam Real, Spanglish, BronxNet, Graham Wyndham, PS55, Principal Torres is in the house, Metro Optics, John Benizo, K-Love, Nabila, Fastidious Consultant, Danielle Rivera, Bronx Mama Perino, GMC Entertainment, Cora and Kaz, and of course, Bronx Native. And without further ado, I get the honor of introducing a woman. Wait, can I just say that again? A woman who is on a mission to elevate the Bronx, a woman who is on a mission to elevate all Bronxites. Please give a round of applause for the newly elected Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson.
What an introduction. What's up, everybody? What up? In the words of my brother at Bronx Native, yeah. Thank you so much. And can we give a round of applause for our mistress of ceremony, April Hernandez Castillo? Doing amazing things. Proud Bronxite, woman of color. Just doing amazing things. So thank you, everyone, and welcome to Spanglish Restaurant. It is such an honor and a privilege to have all of you with us tonight. I want to first welcome you and say thank you, BronxNet, Michael Max Nobby, and the BronxNet team who are broadcasting live right now. So everybody, don't act up on your good behavior now. We good tonight. But thank you, BronxNet. Thank you, Michael Max Nobby and Arlene and everyone at the team at BronxNet for always coming through. Whenever we need you, they always respond. To all the sponsors that have been acknowledged, thank you. I am honored to join together tonight for the 2022 Element of Hip Hop Awards. Yeah. And this is my first Element of Hip Hop Awards in my new capacity as your 14th Bronx Borough President. And I am so grateful to all of you. On January 1st, we did the thing. As we started this journey, we made her story as the first African American and female elected Bronx Borough president. Hallelujah. You can't tell me that God ain't good. I am excited to be here. I am so thankful. This journey was not easy. Serving for 8 years in the New York City Council and deciding 2 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic that we wanted to become the next Bronx Borough president. There were so many that stood with us, but there were many doubters that didn't see us get to the victory line. But how many of you know when God sets you up, there is nothing you can do. And I am just so grateful for the honor and the privilege to be your number 14. Somebody play that number. Amen. I am just so honored to be your 14th borough president, and I say thank you. So tonight we have a short program, but very important, because this is the annual 2022 Hip Hop Element Awards, and we just want to recognize all of you, our partners, for being here. So I want to first recognize some of my colleagues in government who have joined us, some who remain here. I want to first and foremost salute my sister. She is my partner at Borough Hall. We are the only borough in the city of New York in which is led by 2 women of color, African American and Latina, running. As my dad loved to say, we run in tings, we run in tings. We Caribbean. And it's a celebration of Black History Month and Dominican Heritage Month. So we have to recognize our leaders. And so I just want all of you to show love to my Deputy Borough President, Janet Piguero. We also had earlier Assembly Member Kenny Burgos was here. Give him a round of applause. We also had Assembly Member Udelka Tapia was with us tonight. And I'm going to ask him to say a few words, but let me recognize my brother and council member Kevin Riley, who's here. Yeah. We have the Associate Counsel for the New York City Board of Elections, Miguelina Camilo is here. The President of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Lisa Sorin, is here with us. So as April mentioned, please, if you take any pictures, please make sure you are tagging us at hashtag 2022BX Element. That is the hashtag for tonight. And so as we come together to recognize this annual celebration, I want to thank Windows of Hip Hop for all of your great work. I want to say happy 10th anniversary to my sister, to the president and CEO, Melissa LeBron, my sister in all things. I want to recognize Paul LaSalle, and of course, we got to give it up for these legends, y'all, to my left. Grandmaster Melle and GrandmasterCaz. I want to thank the whole Windows of Hip Hop team. Of course, I got to thank my brother, the owners of this establishment. I want to say shout out to Gino, Eli, and Tony. So we already know, y'all. The Bronx is the birthplace of hip hop. People try to take that away from us. They all try to claim it, but we know August 11th, 1973, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. We got to represent and know our history. And a few years ago, Windows of Hip Hop, Hot 97, shout out to my sister TT Torres. We had Fat Joe, Remy, Cardi B, everybody was there. We joined together to reclaim hip hop and make sure that the entire city and state and the country knew that the real official birthplace of hip hop is in the Bronx. So we renamed Sedgwick Avenue as Hip Hop Boulevard. So if you drive right now down Sedgwick Avenue by 1520, you will see the sign erected. It's still there. 1520 Sedgwick Avenue as Hip Hop Boulevard. And I'm really proud of that because hip hop has taken on so many different meanings for generations. It has cultivated this wave, this style, this understanding. It has cultivated generations of producers, of architects, designers, rappers, DJs, and that's who we are. That's our style. It is who we are. It is our swag. It is our attitude. It is our music, our culture. It is everything Bronx. And tonight we get to recognize those incredible pioneers and trailblazers that never forgot where they came from, that recognize that you were born here in the Bronx. You may have been elevated. You are an influencer. You are a credible messenger, but it is your responsibility to give back. You are a role model. Our young people look up to you. They idolize you. They want to be who you are. And so you have to come back. These honorees this year are doing that. They are social justice activists. They are advocates. They are artists. They are producers. They are doing their thing, and they are representing the boogie down Bronx. We have to keep retelling the story of who we are in the Bronx because so much of what you hear about the Bronx is negative, but there's great things happening in the Bronx. There is amazing things happening right here in the Bronx. We have to tell our story. We have to tell our testimony of what it means to survive and thrive, become a business owner and entrepreneur, to celebrate who we are in the Bronx. That's what the Elements of Hip Hop Awards is all about. It's about recognizing the genre of hip hop, the elements of hip hop, and putting it all together and recognizing many of our leaders tonight. So I'm very proud of that. So in addition, as we recognize these distinguished honorees who I just want to call up and just salute and show love to, we are honoring this evening Amadeus. Give him some love. My brother in all things. We are honoring Mysonne. We're going to get to the award in a few seconds. Just give me a second. We are honoring A Boogie with the hoodie. And we are honoring my sister, Tamika Mallory. So before I close, I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you again for being here. And during these 8 weeks that I've had to serve as your borough president, it has not been an easy 8 weeks. Many of you have seen what has been happening across the Bronx. The first week that we took office and we named Janet as our deputy, that Sunday we had a horrific fire at Twin Parks in Fordham Heights. And 8 weeks later, we continued to help the residents and families of Twin Parks. And I just want to take this point of privilege to just shout out the hip-hop community. Windows of hip-hop, Melissa, Kaz, Melle, Louis Torres. I want to thank my brother Fat Joe, my sister Remy Ma. I want to thank Cardi B and A Boogie and Mysonne, who not only gave her their time, they hosted events. We were on Hot 97 and WBLS a few weeks ago, and we raised over $1 million through a telethon all day on Saturday to raise money. Cardi and A Boogie and Mysonne and everyone called and said, what can we do? What can we do from the hip-hop community to help our brothers and sisters in need? Because we realize at any given time, that could be us. That is us, because those are our neighbors, those are our family members, and those are our friends. We lost 17 neighbors in this fire, 9 adults and 8 children, the youngest being 2 years old. These families are forever changed. They are traumatized, but we remind them that in all pain, we find purpose. And in the middle of a storm, we will find solutions. All hope is not lost. And we have worked with these families, prayed over these families to guide them to restoration and healing so that they can be better parents and better residents of our community. And they know that while this fire may have been a setback, every setback is preparation for a comeback. And I just wanted to say thank you again to the hip hop community for stepping up in a major way. I appreciate it. The Bronx is resilient. We are tough. We have been through some things. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through, right? We look good, but we have been through some things, and we have stories to tell. But it reminds me that when times are tough, people step up. No matter what title you have in front of your name, if you are an artist, a producer, an entrepreneur, a small business, it doesn't matter. Everyone has stepped up. And so I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the residents and families of Twin Parks. Thank you for loving your neighbors the way you have. We will get through this. Even after Twin Parks, we've had other fires in the Bronx. We have a fire going on right now, earlier tonight, that started in the East Bronx. And so it's happening all the time. And we just pray for the residents and families that have been affected. So thank you so much, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. So now I want to recognize one of my colleagues in government. I call him my little brother. He's doing amazing work representing the Northeast Bronx, Co-op City, Baychester, Edenwald, Gun Hill. Anybody from there? This is your leader in the New York City Council. Family, help me welcome Councilmember Kevin Riley.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. How we doing, the Bronx? How we feeling tonight? Let's give it up for our borough president, man. She's embracing hip-hop, man. She's embracing hip-hop. Hip-hop got us through so much stuff in our life. Black people go through so much trauma in our life. Some of us don't realize that song, that track we put on at that one time in our life gets us through so much moments. So she's embracing hip-hop. Celebrate her, man. She's celebrating hip-hop. Celebrate your borough president. I'm Councilmember Kevin Riley. I'm not long-winded. I'm not going to talk you to death. But I just want you to remember something tonight. Embrace culture. Embrace culture. Something about hip-hop, sometimes we get embarrassed. I remember coming into the game of politics, I was embarrassed to embrace. I was a council member who was into hip-hop. I was a council member that liked listening to rap. I was a council member that liked wearing his Timbs unlaced and his hat to the side, you know what I mean? I was that council member, but I wanted to embrace my culture because my culture got me to where I am today. My father got locked up back in the day, and I thought I was going down the same path as him. But what helped me is my community, and what helped me is hip-hop. And there was sometimes I was listening to, BronxNet just asked me what was my anthem. I told him it was a Dipset anthem. Because I went to high school during the early 2000s, man. That's when Dipset, G-Unit, Rockefeller, we was popping back in the day. And that was my anthem that helped me get through a lot. So what I'm going to tell you tonight is embrace your culture and speak your culture, because our youth need to hear that today. And that's important. That's how they're going to get through stuff. So for our borough president, thank you so much for having this event. Windows of Hip Hop, Melissa, I love you. Thank you so much. So all the honorees, y'all are doing amazing things in our community, and we're going to continue to celebrate you all. Peace.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Riley, and he truly said it best. We all are role models in our own way, and I just want you to be encouraged and empowered to use your voice to create the audience that creates the pathway for the future of our city and our borough. Our children, our young people are kings and queens, and we have to give them the access and opportunity that they deserve. Our young people need to see themselves as the next Mysonne, the next Amadeus. They need to see themselves as the next Kaz and Melle. They need to see themselves outside of the four corners of their neighborhood and not believe that their block will block their blessing, but they are children destined for success, to be success stories and not statistics. I can't emphasize that enough. As I travel this borough, as I see young people, they just need to see us in all the work we do. You can't be what you can't see. And our young people need to see all of us doing this amazing work. That's what hip hop is all about. I have another elected official I want to acknowledge. She is my sister. She is my successor in the New York City Council, doing amazing things in the areas of youth development, being a champion for our young people. Family, help me welcome Councilmember Althea Stevens.
Peace, family. We looking beautiful in here tonight. All right, I didn't know I was supposed to put a dress on, but all right, make it work with what I got. Well, I'm Councilmember Althea Stevens, and I'm just stepping in and just say a couple of words. And my brother Kevin Riley, who just spoke, he didn't acknowledge that we have a thing called the Hood Caucus going on in the City Council. And you guys laugh, but it's the real thing, because we're about really amplifying what's going on in our hood and what's in our community. And people don't think that people who look like me, talk like me, and come from where I come from should be in these positions. But let's be clear, we've always been in these positions. And we just actually stepping in our purpose and saying it out loud, because that's what we're supposed to do. And it's funny, he was talking about he grew up on Gibson. I'm like, how old am I? Because I was like, what? Like, what? Woo! I was like, I thought he was the same age. But whatever, all right, I digress. But no, I just want to say, like he said, we have to make sure that we uplift people like Vanessa Gibson, who's really making an effort to make this part of our everyday life. She has really championed the message and the issues of our community. And those things are important because not electeds do that. They get in these positions and they forget where they are. She's really picking up the reins from where DS started, and she's taking it to the next level. So we really have to acknowledge that and celebrate her and celebrate people who are actually doing the work on the ground. I see my brother Mysonne is here. I'm happy to see all the work that he's doing. And I'm just also excited that, I get to represent a district where hip hop started. So, y'all know what life I'm about. So thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Stevens. I feel the same way. Councilmember Riley said he was in high school, oh my God, in the 2000s, Lord. I was graduating from college, but it's okay. Ooh, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. All right. But we just want to, again, thank all of the elected officials and thank each and every one of you for being here. And now I have the wonderful honor of introducing someone who needs no introduction. For 10 years, I remember this vision that she had in creating Windows of Hip Hop. I remember her coming to me early on as an elected official about her idea, about what her purpose was in life, to create this mechanism and this space of hip hop that was different from what we had seen. And 10 years later, look at the fruits of her labor. Look at the seed that she has planted. And one project, I know she's going to talk about it, but I have the mic first. And it is a concept of designing and building a music studio in one of our community schools here in the Bronx at CS 55, which is led by this amazing principal, Luis Torres, who is here. Louis Torres, and all the amazing things that Louis does at 55, right in the heart of Claremont Village in School District 9. Working with so many students that are gifted and talented. We often talk about how our children are labeled. They have IEPs, they're in temporary housing, they are all sorts of things. But one thing that Louis always says is our children are gifted and talented. And no matter what, they deserve access to everything. So instead of the labels, let's celebrate our young people. Let's uplift them. Let's tear down all those barriers that present themselves as hurdles for our young people to succeed. Let's look at restorative justice and alternative to incarceration programs to keep our young people out of the school to prison pipeline. Louis gets it. And when Louis got together with Windows of Hip Hop and Belova, we joined in. My predecessor, the 13th Borough President, Ruben Diaz Jr., we got together and we said, you know what? What can we do to make this project successful? Oh, you need money? All right, how much you need? And Ruben and I put this project together. We put the money in the budget a few years ago, and I'm so proud to say construction has already started, right? And we're going to have, probably the first, in at least School District 9, a music studio in an elementary school building. for our young people. You can't tell a young person to do something different if you don't offer them something. And so offering them this space, this opportunity, we are planting the next seeds of the next artists, the next producers, the next engineers, the next pioneers in hip hop. And I'm so proud of this work. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our esteemed president and CEO of Windows of Hip Hop, Miss Melissa LeBron.
People sing around, now people gather around, now people jump around. Get your freak on, 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 get your freak on.
Thank you. I hate speeches. I hate them because I end up talking about everybody. I want to start this one with the timeline of Windows. Shh. This is our party. I want to start off the timeline. In 2007, myself and my husband, Paul, who's right there, we found out that our son was diagnosed with autism. And I was at a job that I liked, but I realized that my son was going to need a lot more help. And so I said to myself, if I was going to move on and not work for anybody, what would I want to do? And me and my husband sat and said all kinds of things. Hi, baby. And we said all kinds of things. And I said, you know what really impacts me? Hip-hop. And I said, everybody does a little bit of hip-hop, but they never do it on a large scale because it's controversial, it's scary. And I said, not original hip-hop. Ask them. They can tell you. So the timeline is, when I started to think of the concept for Windows, there wasn't even a name. I said, you know what, I can't do this by myself, so let me reach out to the most dynamic people I know. Because the one thing that everybody's told me in this room is that they go, oh my God, I haven't seen you, but oh my God, how are you? I reunited everyone. And it's a reason, because you all are one of the most amazing people I know on this earth. You people all in this room are some of the most amazing people I know on this earth. Shout out to my cousin who came down all the way from Virginia, and to my god sister who came all the way down. So then I had these amazing people say, you know what, Melissa? I'm gonna rock with you. One of them is Milka Martell right there. My other girl is not here, Perino, but I want to make sure to shout her out. In the very, very beginning, the very first person to say, you know what? I got money on this, Ma, because I got you, is this man who owns this restaurant. This man right here. Gino Pacheco is like one of the best friends I could ever have, the brother I've never had. And when the times were rough, because Windows was not an easy journey, you're only seeing the best part. You don't see the tears that went through it. You don't see all the negativity that came at it, but we're here. So now the timeline hits. Who do we get first on our board? And I said, my all-time favorite MC of all time, Grandmaster Melle. And then every summer, for years, I would be in front of GrandmasterCaz going, here you go, lady. So we thought, how we're gonna convince Melle to be down with us. And we thought, everybody must come up to him and say, okay, we got this great idea. You can do it with us. Let's do it. His official story will be that Windows of Hip Hop jumped him. But for the most part, coming back to the team that we have, many people in here, you all have impacted windows of hip hop in some way. Shout out to my girl, Misha Porter. my team in here, Nabila, Albert Elkison, Tony. Hey, Tony. The point is that every single one of the people in here, you've all pursued your dreams, and you're all doing what you're doing. And I applaud you. I think you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming out. We're gonna do big things. Vanessa already said it. And we're gonna do even bigger things. So I'm gonna give the timeline of me and Vanessa. In the time that I found out that my son was autistic, we began to start looking and turning to people. One day we went to a celebration at Orchard Beach, and Vanessa, a young mother, by the way, my child is 17 and my daughter's 19. Hi, baby. My daughter's here. Big up to you, Nana. Vanessa was with Aurelia Green, and Aurelia loved her. She told everybody, this is my baby. You better treat her good. You treat her good. And we spoke, and we became friends, and throughout the years, you know, she asked us, can we work her campaign? I was like, absolutely, I believe in you. Like, come on, to be somebody from the University of Albany, see, I know, and actually becoming an assemblywoman, and we worked with her, with Rosemary Ordonez Jenkins. See, Rose, eh? The Ordonez is in the house. We all worked her campaign, and she won. Boom. First try, out the gate. Then she said, you know what? I don't want to be in Albany anymore. It's a long drive. But I want to be, you know what? I want to go city council. You know what? Let me pull my same team again. And we pulled the same team, and we're in the train station giving little pamphlets out. And what happened? She won. Bam. There you go. Because some don't hit that second one. Then we're going through the whole windows of hip hop. We did Hip Hop Boulevard. Then she said, you know what? I think I want to be the borough president. I said, say what? It's on. I said, I'm with you. We're going to do this together, and I'm going to pull my team. And my team said, who is she? I said, you don't know my Vanessa? I said, I don't care if you know her, you don't know her. I know her. So know that she's the right one for the job, and we should help her. And sure, Kaz and Melle created a song called I Love You, Vanessa. We played it out, and guess what? She won. And there you go, 3. So to say this, everyone I see in here is a winner. You've all impacted me in some kind of way. So I said I was gonna make this short. Thank you so much for coming out. We survived COVID. We're here alive. I'm so happy to kiss you all and say I missed you. And we're gonna have a great night. So let the we love you too. Let us have a great show. And after, we could go right back to drinks, okay? Thank you so much. And one last thing I want to say. One of the most best friends I can ever have, because we have sat, cried, laughed, is GrandmasterCaz. He has loved my daughter, my husband, the family. He brought us in with his wife. Oh, Simone, you're here. Hi, baby. See, that's why I don't grab the mic. But at the end of the day, everyone you see that's going to get honored today is somebody we truly, truly believe is worthy of this honor. And the last thing I want to say is I want to highlight Mysonne. Recently. Absolutely. No, because he stands up for us. I want to hear more. Don't play with me. That's a king right there. That's a king right there. I want to be very clear. This man did not have to be here. He recently lost his mother. And I want to say I'm humbly sorry. Thank you so much. I love you. We love you. I love to see what you're doing. I capture it on TV, and I'm so honored. And Amadeus is so on. Love you, baby. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up again for Miss Melissa and Miss Vanessa. Wow, wow, wow. If you do not leave here feeling motivated, you are a hot mess. No, I'm just saying there's just something, once again, when we come together as a community, because we understand that healing happens in community. When we see people who look like us, who are doing things on a greater level, it really makes us believe that anything is possible. And one of the greatest things about the movie Freedom Riders that I was able to have a small part in, and if you don't know who I am, that girl, yes, I'm the girl who said she hated white people. Not me, that was her. But that was something profound because it was real honest. And in the amount of trauma that we have seen with racial injustice in the last 2 years and forever, it's amazing when black and brown people can come together and celebrate one another. Can I get an amen? My son, I just need to let you know my husband is a huge fan of your iconic freestyle. On Funk Master Flex, he killed it. I'm just saying. I don't rap. There's a rapper inside of me, though. So now I have the honor of introducing our first honoree. All right. He is a Bronx-born super producer, Antoine Amadeus Thompson. Is a platinum, I'm going to say that again, a platinum award-winning producer who has worked with the biggest musical stars in the world. He has created hits for J-Lo, Chris Brown, Keisha Cole, and Justin Bieber. An entrepreneur and business owner, Amadeus still makes space to give of himself in a myriad of ways. As a motivational speaker, author, and musical director, he continues to keep himself open to new opportunities. Amadeus has hosted block parties, offered free drumming classes in New York, and produced a college tour providing insight into the music business. We especially appreciate his participation with the virtual prom during the pandemic. His humor and energy was refreshing during a time of fear and uncertainty. Please put your hands together for my man, Amadeus.
Peace and blessings, kings and queens. Peace and blessings, kings and queens. My name is Amadeus. Excuse me, my name is King Amadeus. Hi, baby. Hi, princess. You gonna stay with me? So first off, I want to thank God for blessing me with these amazing gifts and talents that I've been blessed to share with the entire world. I'm not one to prepare anything. I just speak from the heart. You know, I feel like that's the best way to speak. So first, I want to give thanks to Miss Melissa LeBron, Windows of Hip Hop. Prior, guys, can we?
Excuse me. Please lower your voices.
This is monumental, and I want to make sure everybody hears these amazing words. We've been blessed all night with a lot of encouragement and great words. So I want everybody to hear it. You sacrificed to be here tonight, so make sure you pay close attention, because it was a fight to be here. All my life, it was a fight to be who I am today. I'm from 169 and Washington Avenue. From the 9. From where they say I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be locked up. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be in jail. I'm supposed to be in gangs. And guess what I was doing? Because of my beautiful parents, I was in church. I was in school. The drums saved my life. Music saved my life. My parents didn't really understand it back then because of a lot of the music that I was listening to. See, they were listening to the legends. They was listening to GrandmasterCaz and Grandmaster Melle, and their message was a lot different, you know. And I started listening to like Wu-Tang and Brand Nubian and KRS-One, and you know what I'm saying. But shout out to Kev, because Dipset all day, G-Unit all day. You heard me? But you know, again, they didn't really understand what it is that I was going for. But I understood. I understood the calling that was on my life. I understood what I needed to do and what I needed to be and what I needed to become. It's a lot bigger than me. It starts with the music. Production, touring the world, playing around the world with Trey songs, and being able to be going from the Bronx to Africa and Australia and Japan. And a lot of these young kings don't know nothing about that. They think once you get fly and you stand on the corner and drive the dopest cars and be seen with the most beautiful women and rock jewelry and fly gear that you made it. And it's like, nah, you ain't make it until you got some stamps on your passport. You ain't make it until you start speaking other languages and start collecting other type of currency. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't want us to know. They don't want us to know those different things. So again, Melissa, thank you for this acknowledgement. Winners of Hip Hop, Principal Torres. I wouldn't know this amazing team without knowing you, my brother. I grew up across the street from PS 55. I went to eat free lunch at PS 55. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that one day I was going to be principal of the day where I ate free lunch at. To these legends that paved the way, my brothers, thank you. Thank you for being fearless. Thank you for speaking from the heart. Thank you for not allowing closed doors, but you kicked them things down and you did what you did, and that made room for people like myself. To my brother, Mysonne, you already know, man, you've been through hell and back. You know what I'm saying? But now it's time to reap the fruits of your labor, my brother. You got a whole world that supports you, that back you. You fight for us, and we push you, and we the backbone, what you do in your whole team. So shout out to you, shout out to Tamika, shout out to all of the honorees, my family. I know I'm a lot to deal with. Guys, I'm a lot. My princess, I love you. My queen, I love you. My son, he got a job. He's working now. Yeah, my son's working. But again, thank you for everybody that's here, to the police force that's keeping us safe. BP, let's make some noise for the BP. But listen, I'm this night, whether young, whether of age, we have dreams, right? These dreams are not just to let the night go by. It's not just to let time go by. I feel these are visions that God's giving us about who we are already and who we are to become. So when you wake up the next day, it's not about saying, oh man, that was an incredible dream. It's about saying, yes, that was an incredible dream, and how do I live this vision that God has put inside of me? How do you do that? You have faith first. You believe that you're capable of doing any and everything, and then you put the work in. Dreams ain't gonna just fall in your lap. Success is not gonna just fall in your lap. I got a lot of no's. I heard a lot of no's. And Melissa, I know you can relate. BP, I know you can relate. Mysonne, legends, I know you can relate. A lot of no's. But I took those no's
legend, you queen. I took those no's and said, this is going to be motivation for me. I'm going to get angry about those no's you told me, and I'm going to work even harder to work towards perfection, towards my craft in music. Am I the best? No, I never wanted to be the best. I just wanted to do what I love. And me doing what I love has took me all around the world and back. And that's why I got to come back to where I'm from and tell these young kings and young queens, this is my princess. I don't even call her by her name. I call her princess. And when she's of age, you go from princess to queen. You got to be a woman before you become a queen. So we almost called her a queen. It's, oh, not yet. But again, much love to every single one of you. Listen, dreams is not just for children. It's for adults too. So I want to speak life into every adult that's in here that feel like it's too late, that it's over. If you got breath in your body and you got life in your body, that means there's another opportunity for you to be great and go for all you want to be in life. My brother, I know we just met tonight. You're a blessing to me. I'll tell you why you're a blessing to me. The woman that poured life into me and allowed me to be the musician, the man, and the producer that I am today, you honored. And you saw to it that a street was named after her. And her name is Bishop Michelle White. And rest in peace to my bishop. I know I gave her hell, but she was the first one that let me play them drums, man. And she told me how proud she was. And you know where she told me how proud she was of me? When my brother Max said, she said it on BronxNet. And that was the first time in front of the world, because I was doing secular music. I was running around with Trey Songz. He said he invented sex. So she wasn't too proud of that. But she knew I was doing what I love to do. So rest in peace, Pastor Bishop Michelle White. To BronxNet, love you guys, Max, the whole squad. To everybody that's up here, all the councilmen and women. Queen, I'm proud of you. You are special. You are special. I know we don't know each other, we just met, but it's a certain way you carry yourself and you work the room and you speak. You bring people together, you speak life. It's not just for the screen, but it's for, so I don't know where you're going to take that, but yes, you're special. Much love to everybody. Have a great night. Please be safe. Thank you, Melissa, hubby, BP, winners of hip-hop, legends. Appreciate y'all. Blessings, 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 blessings.
All right. How we feeling? How we feeling? We feeling good? No, I don't believe you. Are we feeling good? Some of y'all tired, it's okay. If I can have your attention, please. Is this loud? Is this loud? Is it? Can you raise it a little bit? The Word of God tells us, oh, hello. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic's off.
Mic. Oh, hey, all right. Mic check. There's something happens when we grab the mic. You feel me? Whether you're not a rapper or not, you just grab and you're like, ugh. That's just what I feel, his power. And I wanted to say that the Word of God tells us that faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. But tonight we are seeing more than faith. We are seeing amazing, amazing works. Let's give it up for Amadeus one more time. That man is on a mission. Anyone who is on a mission to spread love, hope, and unity, they deserve all of the love. Now, I just learned that I grew up 2 blocks from this legend. 2 blocks. Like I said, I grew up on 179th and Creston, and I'm really good friends with another legend. His name is Crazy Legs, and one day he was like, ew, you grew up on Creston? Creston is crusty. I was like, that's right. If you grew up in Creston, you don't even know. So I feel even more street credit because I'm standing next to a legend. And he doesn't really need me to introduce him, but I have to because that's my job. He is a pioneer of hip-hop. He is a radio personality for the Rock the Bells radio. He is a board member and ambassador for Windows of Hip Hop. He is hip hop. And I know that because I saw photos and we know some of the clothes that the hip hop legends wore back then. I'm just saying, tight leather, fringe. I'm just saying I'm not gonna go there, but please put your hands together for the one and only GrandmasterCaz.
Wrong music. Thank you, April. Greetings and salutations to all. First and foremost, let me salute Bronx royalty. Okay, salute to our former borough president, Ruben Diaz, who couldn't be here tonight, but our current borough president of the birthplace of hip-hop, former queen of District 16, the embodiment of her mentor, Miss Aurelia Green, Miss Vanessa L. Gibson. Make some noise, all right? Salute to our Elements Award recipients, Ruben Diaz Jr., Amadeus, Mysonne, Tamika Mallory, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Miss Yandy Smith, okay? I am an ambassador and a board member of Windows of Hip Hop, and I guess one of the people responsible for the culture of hip hop. I was born and raised in the Boogie Down Bronx. In my adolescence, I lived a stone's throw from 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. I caught hip hop firsthand from its inception, and I've ridden this train ever since and driven it at a few points as well, without too many stops in between. Now, my involvement with Windows of Hip Hop have afforded me the opportunity to team up and partner with CS55, Principal Luis Torres, give him a round of applause, his staff, and the school students to implement hip-hop curriculums and programs to enhance the knowledge and understanding of hip-hop culture. Don't make me come out there. My Kaz's Corner class, along with our hip-hop elements programming, has implemented there, and you can see evidence of Principal Torres's commitment to these ideals through 2 graffiti art murals that adorn the inside and the outside walls of CS55. Commissioned by Windows of Hip Hop, and a fully automated recording studio is being constructed and installed at CS55 thanks to the efforts of Team Windows, former Borough President Diaz, and current Borough President Vanessa L. Gibson, Belova, and Principal Torres. So salute to our team, Melissa, Paul, LaSalle. Paul, where you at? Okay, that's Paul. Paul he be in the back. He the tallest thing when he come out here. Okay, but mostly he's behind the scenes doing the things that we need done to keep the thing moving. So salute to Paul. Of course, to Nicole Perino, who's not here. She's a bundle of joy. for us at Windows of Hip Hop. Salute to her. Mr. Gino Pacheco, okay, who is invaluable to our efforts here at Windows of Hip Hop. Had it not been for his partnership with Melissa, we wouldn't have been this far in celebrating 10 years of Windows of Hip Hop. So salute to Gino as well. Al just came into place. The biggest hat in the room. Okay, Grandmaster Melle, my tag team partner. Got to give it up to him. Give it up to him. I wasn't the easiest recruit as far as Windows Hip Hop is concerned. Melissa had approached me at different times, like she said in the beginning, and it was like, "Hey, GrandmasterCaz," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay. Hey, how you doing?" But eventually I got the message, and I saw it, and I was drawn to it, and I'm glad that I was, and I'm glad that I've become a part of the Windows Hip Hop team and consortium. I want to salute our partners and tonight's co-host, April Hernandez. Give her a big round of applause. We just found out we grew up 2 blocks away from each other. I mean, I originally grew up on Union Avenue in the Bronx, down there in South Bronx. But in my hip-hop years, I lived on 181st and Creston Avenue. That's where I used to put the speaker outside of my window and play music for the whole neighborhood. All right? Salute to you. I want to say what's up. And a salute to John Benizio and Metro Optics, my brother John. All right. Staunch supporter of Windows of Hip Hop. To Mr. Graham Wyndham. All right. Detective Fred Boom Boom Washington, who's in the building. Michael Max Nobby from BronxNet TV. We appreciate you, brother. And of course, Principal Luis Torres, once again, okay, your support and the way you brought us into your school and allowed us to come in and partner with you is immeasurable, and it speaks volumes. Salute to all of you guys, and thank you very much. All right, enjoy the show.
That I'm better than most, but if you try to get beside yourself, I'll roast you and your boy or any MC.
As we come closer, we understand. Ladies and gents in the back, thank you so much. I adore you. We understand the power of music. There's something that unifies our soul, whether you are standing next to someone who doesn't speak the same language, but your heart does. When you hear a beat and it just makes you move, or when someone sings a song like Mary J. Blige, when she sings that song that you sing to in your shower with your boogers coming down, and you swear you are Mary J. Blige. There's something powerful about spoken word, about song. And I have the opportunity of bringing a phenomenal young woman who is going to sing an amazing song. Her name is Asha Kadira. She is a 21-year-old up-and-coming singer-songwriter from Red Bank, New Jersey, hoping to put true R&B back on the map. She quickly gained the internet's attention when she started to sing on Instagram Live. Shout out to the Gram. For people like LL Cool J, Tory Lanez, Keisha Cole, and more. She will be releasing her new single, Notifications, this Friday, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. But today, she is going to sing A Change Is Gonna Come. Please, without further ado, let's give it up for Miss Asha.
Thank you, everybody. This is the dedication to the freedom riders and my community.
I was born
'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, 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 help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There's been times that I thought I wouldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's give it up for Asha. Let's give it up.
See, that's how talent starts.
Wow, she brought down the house. She brought down the house. But I saw some of y'all have that face like, mm-hmm. But there's something when we see a talent. Wow, wow, give it up for Asha one more time. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. That is a powerful song, as we know. Hello, hello. We are almost to the end. Thank you so much. I have the honor of introducing our next honoree. And once again, a powerful king is amongst us. He is a Bronx-born and raised rapper. Mysonne has worked tirelessly these past 12 years on the more toxic representations of our culture. His music has reflected a deeper respect for family, community, and our roles in such. His heavenly viewed freestyle on Flex demonstrates the depths of his talent and lyricism. Let's give it up, let's give it up. And much like Tamika Mallory, Mysonne has been everywhere, giving his time and voice towards protests of police misconduct and mass incarceration, from Breonna Taylor to George Floyd. Mysonne has given his time, resources, and has risked his own personal freedom and safety. And a closer to home, we recognize him for his work with parolees and at-risk youth, as well as his neighborhood giveaways and inspirational social media work. Ladies and gents, please Give it up for my son.
I'm a classic, man. I'm a throwback. I'm Denzel mixed with some Kojak. Lil Al Green, Lil Bobby Womack, Mac like Goldie, but I don't take no smack. I might smack me a nigga. Don't disrespect, don't at me on Twitter. Talking like a thug, acting like you want to fight, and you know you ain't about that life. I give respect, so I demand it. I step in the room and I command it. I speak direct and so candid. I'm a man that lives by certain standards. I abide by the codes. Don't politic with snitches. Don't wear certain clothes. I understand the difference from a woman and a hoe, and I don't compromise principles for dope. No.
Keep my gloves dirty, but my hands clean. Gotta keep the business in the family. Red when I'm filling up the pantry. Now my niggas slang cane like a dandy. I tell you how it go. You pull out rubber bands, I pull out an envelope. The ladies on my elbow ain't for the show. Every man I'm on my team is a top general.
How y'all doing this evening? I know it's getting late. Y'all want to get drinks. You want to hear the music, so I ain't going to be long. I want to first thank everybody in this room. I want to thank Melle and GrandmasterCaz for giving me a way to express myself. What they did for creating hip-hop gave me an opportunity and a way to express myself as a young black boy in the Bronx who didn't know how and what to do and dealing with so many different situations, from drugs to violence in our community, and not to partake. I used hip-hop to talk about those things. So I want to thank y'all for providing that opportunity to me. I want to thank Vanessa Gibson, who is my sister, literally. This ain't like, this is my sister. I text her in the middle like, Vanessa, I need you to be here. I'll be there, Mice. And vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? So this is my sister, and I'm so proud of you. I've watched her just grow through the ranks. I watch her like, she outside. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't like, it's a lot of these people that they want their votes and they say they office, but they not outside. They not really with the people on the corner. Vanessa is on the corners. She's showing up at everything. She wants to know what's going on. She is lending her voice. She's lending her platform. She is providing opportunities and resources. She is really with the Bronx entitled and really envisioned. When you think about the Bronx, she is really the Bronx. So give her a round of applause. Shout out to all of our elected officials here, brother. I just love the way you just rep this. Like, see, this is what when I got into activism, it was for people like Kevin, right? It was, I wanted hip hop to be represented, right? I didn't see myself represented inside civil rights and activism. And I know I wanted to do it, but I didn't feel like I was able. I didn't feel like I fit the bill. I felt like someone formerly incarcerated who wasn't a college graduate, who didn't wear a suit every day, who wanted to rhyme like Nas every day. It wasn't a real space for me. And I know a lot of kids from our community felt that way. They wanted to be out there on the front lines. They wanted to talk against injustice, but they didn't feel like it represented them. So when I started getting into it, it was like, I want you to understand that you can fight for justice too, that your voice is actually needed because you are the most directly impacted people in this world. So if you're not talking, if you're not at the table, then it shouldn't be a table. So when I look at brothers like Kevin, he represents what it is that I got into this movement to do. So I want to salute you, King. And Althea, she's in my hood now. You know, she's taking over Vanessa's job, and we're gonna do a lot of work. So.
And you know what? Politically, maybe you ought to move a little bit to the right or toward the center. So Michael Lee, what do you think about that? Do you think that was part of it, that the party in control, the Democrats wanted a more moderate Jamal Bowman as they go forward?
Well, I have
No,
insight
you say
into
no?
whether I have no insight, but I will say, like, I do think, like, most of the incumbents, I think, will perform well under these maps. I think the real interesting question will be what happens when they retire and it becomes an open seat, and then it gets decided in the primary, and you could have a very different type of candidate emerge from the district. So, there's a lot of advantages to being an incumbent. You have name recognition, a head start even in a new district. But when these seats become open, then that's a very different ball of wax.
I have to tell you what prompted that question was Congressman Bowman was quoted in one of the local papers as saying, which knocked me out. It said, "Don't call me progressive. Don't say I'm a member of the squad because we don't want any more labels." I have to tell you, I mean, I could go look back at interviews I did with him. I think he was pretty sure at identifying himself as a progressive, and I thought that comment was now all of a sudden, you know what, I better back off even in name a little bit, because it's not going to appeal to who I'm going to have to appeal to ultimately. Susan Lerner, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it is a bizarrely drawn district when you've got parts of the Bronx and Yonkers that are now paired with Putnam County. What you were saying about the Sound District, CD3, is, I think, valid here too, which are that there are very different concerns. But if you look at the underlying demographics of that map, it still picks up a significant number of the people of color who live in those districts, who live in within that district. So the base in the lower part of the district and where it goes up through White Plains, I mean, there is, these maps I think are very cleverly drawn. You can see the argument that's going to be made to try